Praise bacon. Hey everybody, welcome to day 19 of Get Out of the Rat Race Rut. I'm Beth Campbell, career coach and mentor, former corporate captive, now helping you find your work wonderland. If you need someone to guide you one-on-one through a career or life challenge, send me a message or go to bethannecampbell.com/coachme. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching live, please let me know you're here in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And of course, make sure to let me know if you have any questions or feedback so I can address it at the end or in a future episode. Before we dive into the topic of the day, I just ran across, it was just before this session started, I ran across an article around career well-being on LinkedIn, and it was so timely I couldn't resist. So this article is a very short article and a lot of comments and links, but it was by Taylor Borden from the LinkedIn News, and it's titled Worker Wellbeing Declines. And I'll just read a little bit for you. So workers aren't feeling so great at the job, according to I got an air bubble in my throat. Workers aren't feeling so great on the job, according to new research from the Human Capital Development Lab at Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. Prestigious school, right? Worker well-being, or how professionals feel about their financial and mental health, their sense of purpose and connections on the job, has been dropping since 2020. COVID, are we surprised, right? Even though well-being is down across the board, the research showed that there were some demographic disparities. White, male, older employees report higher levels of well-being than their Black, female, and younger counterparts. What? Shocking. So shocking. I say this only partly tongue-in-cheek, but can I get a duh from all of the not white older males out there? So I love you, white older males. But not in the presidency. Anyway, did I say that out loud? So anyway, there's a longer article from fortune.com. It's really interesting data on the demographics, work industries, impact of COVID. So I'll put that in the comments. Aside from the obvious statement, it's actually got some really interesting stuff in there. So, okay, enough. Now to our topic. Have you ever had brain fog at work? Yes, I said brain fog. So brain fog, or mental fog, commonly, is when you have trouble thinking clearly or focusing on something, as I clearly am having right now. You can't concentrate, you forget things, you lose your train of thought. It's called fog, I think, because your mind kind of feels like it's in a thick cloud, and sometimes it makes it difficult to do even simple things like follow instructions or even just have a light conversation. And brain fog can be quite impactful at work. In fact, more often, or really more so than home, because at home you're in a safe place and you might have better opportunity to tune everything out and shut down if you're getting a little too thick-headed. You can't always do that at work. Even if you work from home, sometimes you can't always do that. And it can be embarrassing, right? When you lose your train of thought in the middle of an important presentation or a Facebook Live, right? Or you're giving input at a meeting, or you're reading a document over and over and over again and you're trying to focus, but you just can't. Oh my God, I remember those days, spreadsheets. It was just like, I can't look at this again. It's very frustrating. And there are a lot of things like stress, a lot of things that can cause or contribute to brain fog. A lot. It makes it kind of difficult to really hone in. But they include sleep, what you eat, stress, illness, hormones, shocking, mental health conditions, diabetes, autoimmune conditions, inflammation, medications, injuries, too much screen time. The list just goes on. So it can be difficult to figure out exactly why you have brain fog, given that there are so many causes. Now, I am not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV. So if you think you have an underlying medical condition that's causing your brain fog, not your brain frog, your brain fog. See, I told you, I'm sleep last night. If you think you have an underlying medical condition, please seek the help of a professional. That being said, ruling out anything serious if you're experiencing brain fog to the point where it's interfering with your work, then I would suggest starting with the big hitters. As with almost everything regarding your health, before you decide that you have lupus or long COVID or cancer, take a look at the top 3 areas, a world according to Beth, this is just my opinion, that are the most likely to be impacting how you feel. What you eat, how you sleep, and your stress level. That's just my opinion, right? With much anecdotal history behind that, but not any studies. But that is what I have felt and observed. So I've experienced intermittent brain fog over the last few years, off and on. I had it a lot more often when I was working at my corporate job. Of course, much higher stress levels then. But even now, it does happen now and then. I'll just have a day where I just feel unmotivated. I can't concentrate enough to accomplish anything. I feel mentally exhausted and just generally tired. For me, the brain fog also goes hand in hand with mood. So while I'm feeling mentally slow and having a hard time focusing, I'm also emotionally feeling negative and bitter and sad and depressed. Sometimes the mood is in response to the brain fog. Like I might get frustrated because I was so happy and energetic yesterday, and then today I feel like a sloth with a tension headache. And that happens a lot more often now because I actually feel happiness now that I'm not in corporate. And sometimes it's just the mood is just running in parallel with the brain fog. For me, without exception, every time this happens, I can attribute it to one of the 3 causes that I mentioned above: sleep, eating, and or stress. The older I get, the more self-aware I am, and I can usually recognize if I'm getting brain fog, early on. I can identify that it's happening. I might start getting pissed off because I'm a little tired and a little sluggish, and then I'll go, oh yeah. And I'll think back over the last 24 or 48 hours. What did I eat? Did I have trouble sleeping? Is there something in my life that's causing even more stress than usual? And every single time, for me, it is one or more of those things. Again, I'm not saying for you or for others that it's not menopause or a spectrum condition or fibromyalgia or whatever. I'm only saying that for me, it's one of those 3 things. Over time, the cause of my brain fog can always be traced back to mostly food, occasionally sleep, and then probably stress always being a factor. Certainly when I was in corporate, maybe not so much now, but still sometimes. Without a doubt, for me, eating junk food, especially high sugar, high processed crap junk food and or a lot of it, has the biggest impact on my brain fog. I would say 8 out of 10 times if I look back the day before a brain fog episode, I would have a lot of sugary junk food like candy, chocolate, pastries. Maybe it's the holidays or I went to a party or a family gathering. And then probably 2 out of 10 times it would be sleep. Like I didn't get a good night's sleep. Something interrupted my sleep. Maybe it was a 75-pound silver Labrador retriever who likes to come in and get cuddles at 4:30 in the morning, something like that. And stress is a less of a factor now, but during my corporate years, that was like a constant, that was always there with sleep or junk food. And to be honest, I think it's all related anyways. It's kind of this vicious trifecta of causes because eating shitty food leads to sleep issues and also, for me, guilt. Like there's more stress. So I say 8 out of 10 times it's, high sugar junk crap processed food. But I'm sure that some of the times that contributes to the bad sleep and so exacerbates it. And we know sleep can contribute to a shitty diet too. We know that if you don't sleep well, you probably won't eat well the next day. So actually, now that if I'm talking through it, it's probably a combination of all of those things every time. A little more emphasis on, for me, the food because I have, I'm a food person and I've talked about my self-image in food. So I tend to turn to food for stress relief and that kind of thing. So, but it's probably a combination. It's all connected, my friends. It's all connected. So conversely, when I'm eating healthy, I'm sleeping better and my stress is low, I feel like $1,000,000. My brain is clear and I feel fresh and full of energy and the ideas and the creativity flow. I feel I can do anything. Not being in a toxic or chaotic corporate job helps a ton in recognizing when I'm in brain fog, probably because the stress level is so much lower and it's so much easier to get back on track. So remember the stress day. That's why it's important to identify how much stress you're really under. And also, again, for me, not having the pressure of showing up in a traditional role means when I do have a foggy day, I can relax a bit and I can work through it and let myself rest and have a salad or take a nap. Which I didn't have that luxury when I was at my corporate job. Even when I worked at home, I had to mitigate the brain fog with things like caffeine or trying harder to concentrate, which never worked, or breathing exercises, or drinking a ton of water, hoping I could just flush it out of me, right? I would apologize to my coworkers for being a little short with them. I would have to remind myself constantly, like, don't be a bitch today. I literally had a postie that said, don't be a bitch today unless I have to. And then sometimes I would have to just redo work after hours because I couldn't concentrate during the day. And thankfully it didn't happen very often, but it happened. And I'm really grateful to be working from home as my own boss now so I can manage those moments better. And so now I take steps to prevent brain fog. Not always successful, but I try. I work on my stress, and of course, not being in corporate helps. I try not to eat late because I know that is guaranteed I will not sleep well. I try to eat better, and I try to prioritize my sleep. And that means, like, if my husband's sick or coughing or if I'm feeling restless, I will sleep in the spare bedroom. No shame. Sleep is sleep. It's very important. So if you're experiencing regular brain fog, of course, tell your doctor about it and make sure there's not an underlying issue. And then take a look at your big three. Like, what are you eating? How are you sleeping? And how much stress are you under? And it's a good bet one or more of those is factoring into your thick-headedness. And I don't mean to discount all of the other stuff. Those are all absolutely factors. But I hear people all the time, and I experience this myself. Like, I could blame a lot of the symptoms that I have, whether it's brain fog or whatever, I could blame it on hormones. But when I really look at my lifestyle, I cannot blame something on menopause or hormones or, whatever until I look at those lifestyle choices that I've made and how they factor into it. So your brain fog may be caused by, long COVID or fibromyalgia. Absolutely. But if you're also snacking on Cheetos and Snickers bars for dinner every night, that might be the first thing to look at and change. And I'm not saying that I've ever done that. Probably yes, a million times. But so I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying is consult your physician, but look at those lifestyle factors as well. All right, so good luck with your brain fog. I don't see any comments today. So tomorrow, we're going to dive a little deeper into your responsibility for your career happiness. We've touched upon this in topics in the last day 19 days. As much as you have coming at you, and it's all legit, guess what? You are still to blame, at least in part, for your own unhappiness. And we'll talk through that. You're not a bad person, but you're probably doing things that are sabotaging your fulfillment. So it'll be a good episode. All right. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn if you're not already. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. I haven't even been saying that. That's so important. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining Get Out of the Rat Race Rut. You are here because you are a badass. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I shall see you tomorrow.